Hi everybody, back again in the kitchen. This is Donna and I'm here for the final version of Mad About March. And I guess there's lots of things we could get mad about in March this year, not the least of which is basketball. But we're going to continue with the last of this series, which has been appetizers. And like I said the last couple of times, these are perfect for you to have with your family if you have movie nights or just want to have snack dinner nights. And it also is something easy to make that you can probably make from things you have in your pantry or freezer. And tonight we're going to make, and I'm making this on Saturday, and so actually Bob and I will eat these for dinner later. Hopefully I'll be able to reheat them a little bit. But when you see this Sunday morning, you can plan your time appropriately. We're going to be making garlic bread meatball sliders. Now this is not my original recipe. I believe I saw it on, I'm trying to think, I think it was Food Wishes, and about a year ago or so. But I happen to have this package of sweet rolls, and we all know from which state they come, in the freezer. And so I thought, well, it's a perfect opportunity. I have frozen meatballs, so let's put together some garlic bread meatball sliders. I'm going to bring you down to the counter. Now what you're going to need for this recipe is your rolls. Now these, I said I had in the freezer, so I'm using these, but you can use any kind of a dinner roll. They want to be ones that are already cooked. You don't want to brown and serve one. In a pan on the stove, I have melted a few tablespoons of butter, and I added just a little bit of garlic powder, because very honestly I couldn't find my garlic. It's buried in my refrigerator with all the other things. Then I have some frozen meatballs. I have just a can of spaghetti sauce. This is just one of those cans that you can get. And it won't take but a little teeny bit of this, so I will put it in an airtight container. We'll have ravioli or spaghetti and meatballs this first part of the week. I have some mozzarella cheese, and I have some Parmesan cheese. And basically, that's it. Now what I've done here, and I did most of them, but I'll show you, is I've taken a paring knife, and I'm just cutting a little hole around the middle of this roll, and taking out the middle. Being careful not to go all the way through, okay? And actually I started these when this was just the tiniest bit frozen still. Now what I'm going to do with these, I'm putting them in a sandwich bag, and I'll put some of that melted butter on them, and because it's a garlic butter, and I'll just toss them in my air fryer and make some croutons out of them, and they'll be excellent on a salad. It's easier with a serrated edge knife. This is not, it is serrated Bailey, but it's a very sharp knife, so it works fine. Okay, so there you can see. Now I have, my pan is lined with foil, and I oiled the foil with some olive oil. So now I'm just going to take my brush, and I'm going to get some butter down inside. And on the top too. Just give this a nice little brush on the top. Make sure everybody's got some. And there you go. Now, these are going to go in the oven at 400. My oven is already preheated. And they're going to be in there for about 6 to 7 minutes. Well, not about 5 to 6 minutes. You're just going to watch them, and when they start to turn nice and golden brown, we're going to take them back out. So I'll be back as soon as I take them back out of the oven. Okay, they're out of the oven, and you can see they got nice and toasty. So what we're going to do now is just take about a tablespoon of sauce and put it in each one. Not too much, because you don't really want them to get soggy. Now these meatballs are frozen, and they're really fully cooked already, but I did stick them in the microwave for about a minute and a half, 2 minutes, just to start them on the heat up process. And one of the reasons you're doing this, as far as the rolls going in first, is to toast the bottom of them so that they won't get soggy. And you see it doesn't use very much of the sauce, so it'll be plenty for a meal. Now I'm going to take these meatballs and stuff them down in this hole the best I can. And they're a little warm. Let me get a fork. There you go. Use the fork to get them a little squished in there. There you go. They were too hot for me to push with my fingers. And that one is a little bit big. Let's see if I got a bigger hole. Let's try here. Here we go. Now you could split the rolls and just put these in between the two halves, but it's just kind of fun to do it this way. A little different. Oh, I was going to say I have an extra meatball, but I don't. Here we go. See if I can get this puppy to go down inside a little bit. There it goes. Alright, now we're going to go back, put a little more on the top, and just like covering them. We're not making a big puddle. And don't do as I do and grab this pan that just came out of the 400-degree oven. And you could put anything else in these little holes that you want to. How about some pepper steak chopped up, ham and cheese chopped up. we go. Now we'll get the cheese, which of course I didn't open before I got here. I'm putting a nice little pat of cheese on each one. And they were in the oven, I'd say, about 8 minutes. I just have to kind of watch them, because as you can see, they go for a long time with nothing, and then they'll go in a hurry. This is a nice little light dinner. Actually, I made a pot. My pressure cooker is just shutting off next to me here. I made a pot of kidney beans, and we'll have these little sandwiches with kidney beans. And I'm going to use this cheese because my other cheese is Romano, and I think it's too strong for Bob, so we'll put this one here. And back in the oven until it heats through and the cheese gets all melty. And I'll be back when that's done, but let me show you. There's my croutons. I'll be back when we take them out of the oven. Hang in there. So there you go, guys, out of the oven and hotter than blazes. You could leave them in just a little longer. I took them out because I am going to reheat them a little bit later when we go to eat, and I didn't want them to get too overdone in the meantime. But they have to sit for 5 to 10 minutes because they're too soggy right now and everything would fall apart. Then you can cut them apart or pull them apart and enjoy. I think you really love it. Give it a try. But I tell you what, I can't taste it for you this time. It's just too hot, and it does need to sit for a bit. So I am sure they're going to be excellent. What can be bad with sweet rolls, meatballs, spaghetti sauce, and cheese? Anything with cheese, you know that. So anyway, have a great afternoon and try this out and use whatever kind of rolls you like. Use whatever kind of filling you like. And I think you'll have a good time making them. It's, you know, with the little holes, it's something you could do with your kids or grandkids. Let them stuff, being very careful, okay, that they don't touch the pan, but they can stuff the meatballs in the little holes with your supervision. And then enjoy. So until April, this will be our last Mad About March episode. I think in April we're going to do Sunday's Spectacular Sides, and we'll come up with some nice side dishes that you can serve. We have got Easter coming in April, and hopefully we can have some nice family dinners by the end of the month. So we'll do something with the side dishes next month, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to have to go dig through my books and see what I can come up with. In the meantime, play by the rules, folks. Play by the rules. 6 feet apart if it's not your immediate family, and no going out and socializing. So until next week, next month, I'll see you next Sunday for another Sunday episode in the kitchen. And before that, I'll see you Tuesday. We'll be doing some crafting. So everybody, have a great afternoon and play nice now. Bye-bye. Oh, before I go, I needed to remind you, please help your local restaurants. Bob and I are not a couple that goes out to eat on a regular basis. We really don't care to. No, there goes the clock. Wouldn't it be my video if the clock didn't go up? But get some of your local restaurants. They almost all have takeout and delivery, and most of it is free delivery. They need us to help them stay alive during this time. So if you are able to go and pick up something at one of your local restaurants, order it online or on the phone, and give them some support. So anyway, that's all I have to say for today. Again, everybody play nice now, and I'll see you Tuesday. Bye-bye.